Welcome back to the DailyBee show. We got Renee Cosh on today, just getting her online. Now, this has happened the second time in a row this has happened, where I've started and it just cut out and I needed to go back into it. So I'm wondering what is the go with that. So if anyone can help me out and let me know what's up with that, because I was in a dual go live and just cut out. But anyway, welcome to the DailyBee show, episode number 8 or 9. She's losing track of it. Number 8, number 9, number 8, number 8, episode number 8. Hey Renee, I'll just get you back on. Boom. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that, but let's jump straight back into it when you're back on there. I think there's too many viewers. It's crashing Facebook. We've got too many people jumping on, so Facebook can't handle the influx of traffic as the DailyBee show comes on. So we're gonna have to let Zucks know that he's gonna have to expand some bandwidth to deal with the show if this keeps happening. Let me know if that's come through, Renee, that invite. Need some funky beats to intro to the show, so I can maybe do a bit of dancing like Ellen as we get through the intro. All right, Renee, can you see that? Is that coming through? Yeah. Hey, Shari, how are you? Hey, guys, see y'all coming on. Thanks for joining us. Invite me. I did invite you. All right, boom. Adding. See if that works again. Hey, Jem. Hey, Naresh.
Hey,
good
yes,
to see you
back.
guys.
That was really strange.
That's the second time that's happened to me where it's cut out. It basically what it does, it cuts out and it goes back to the screen where, like, I type in the bio to start the go live.
Yeah,
and
I know it was really weird. Like I was talking and then all of a sudden I was listening to myself.
I can only think of one plausible explanation, which is that the influx of traffic that's coming onto the DailyBee show is just too much for Facebook to handle, so like, they just can't.
Everyone's just
they
just
can't handle it.
To hear what we have to say and watch me eat.
Exactly. And watch you eat. Did you get a few more bites in then?
I did.
Yes. Excellent. So what I was saying was, you shared obviously your the video of the first time you ever opened up and expressed and shared with the world what you'd been through, the ebbs and flows of your story, which obviously is monumental, such an epic rocky road. And like you said, one of your friends said that you could turn that into a feature film movie, and I don't doubt it for a second. You'll probably do a sequel and a third one as well. So it was pretty full on to listen to, and the energy in that room was, I could feel it through the video. And also, like, just you exposing yourself and making yourself vulnerable. And there's something about when people are so authentic and just really speaking from the heart, opening up and just completely exposing themselves to the world. It's just, it draws people in, and it gave me strength watching it. I know that it's fucking, you're able to turn that into a business now where you basically can go around and give people strength through your own vulnerability and through the pain that you've gone through, which is fucking awesome. And I love it.
A lot of guts. A lot of guts to do it.
Talk to me about that. Because a lot of people don't have the guts to. Well, the one thing you said earlier was, I didn't like, it's stuff that I would never have spoken about, and that's where I see and I hear the majority of people are at, is they're not even willing to, like, admit to themselves almost that the shit went on, or accept to themselves that stuff has happened, or that it's serious, or that it's even, you know what I mean, let alone go and even talk to someone else about it, or open up and share with other people in groups or whatever. Like, take me through that. How did you go from that?
Literally, there was a process that I went through for a few weeks, and you know what, I'll even go back to, you know, when all of this sort of happened, and you know, with my page and everything I was talking about on the last show on last Friday night. And, you know, and I'd been told by a couple of people, they're like, you know, it's not about you anymore, Renee, it's about the people that you're going to help, or it's about the people that you're going to heal. But it took me some time to get through that, because there was some things in my past that I was ashamed of personally, things that I had done, things that I had turned to, and also things that had happened to me. So it took, even leading up, like I was talking to my business development manager, and I'm like, oh, should I leave? Should we put this part? And she's like, Renee, you're putting it all in. You're putting all of your story in. You can't leave anything out, not one little bit. This is you. This is who you are, and this is why you are, like, you know, the person you are today. So I'm like, all right then, all right, Joe, we're going to do this. We're going to do everything. And when I stood up on that stage, Matt, I still, you know, I was standing up there, and I could feel like myself about to burst into tears, because, you know, I had all this stuff going through my head, like, you know, oh my God, am I allowed to swear on your show? Okay, awesome.
Fuck
okay,
yeah.
so I had all this stuff like going through my head going, you're about to fucking tell people what you have done. You're about to tell people, are people going to judge, whatever. And I just took the biggest breath, and I looked up at the screen, and I looked up at my logo, and I was like, you're here for a reason, Renee. Tell all these people that are here listening what it is. And I just took a deep breath, and I looked at the people that I knew. Wow. And I looked at my kids down the front, like down at the front of the crowd, at the front table. And one of my best mates was there with my kids. And I just looked at them and I smiled. I'm like, all right, here I go. And I did. And I told her. And it felt so good. So good after. And I had people coming up to me after, you know, the event crying. Like, I didn't realize the impact that I was going to have on people from telling my story. And people coming up and they were crying. They were like, how the fuck are you even standing? How are you even here? And I'm like, I'm here through, you know, I didn't even know it, you know, for a very long time how I was standing. But I said to them, I'm here because I'm here for you now. I'm here because I have to tell this to now help you and help whoever else is listening and watching. And it's just my purpose now. I'm on this mad mission, you know, because I want so many other people to come out and not be ashamed of what it is. You know, who cares what it is you're going through, because we all have a story, and we all have a background, and we all have, you know, stuff, you know. Like, I was so ashamed for so long to say, you know, that I had a drug addiction, and I would never have told anyone ever, and I didn't tell anyone ever for so long on how I took that drug. And that was the hardest thing to actually speak about at my live event. And, you know, I'm not ashamed of it now.
Isn't that funny? You got like, isn't it funny? You got certain things, like where your line of the sand is your line in the sand is, and it's like, to some people the stuff up to that is full on, and to us that the stuff beyond that is full on. But really, it's not until we really embody and embrace that whole story from start to finish, top to bottom, back to front, that we are completely liberated. And that's, I was going to say, can you, for the people watching as well, can you just go through like a bit of a list of, because there was a lot that you shared there, that it wasn't just, here I'm talking about my drug addiction. You have like boom, 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 boom. So what, roll off almost the list of all the things that you exposed of yourself on that day, because that will blow people's minds.
Okay, so the exposure of that day was, you know, and I just want to say, as well, the biggest thing for me, and, you know, anyone who's watching this live stream right now, like, I hope you can resonate with this. The biggest thing for me was I didn't want people thinking that I was playing a victim, or I was saying this for attention, or I was doing this for the wrong reasons. You know, and again, I had to tell myself those words. It's not about you, Renee. It's about the other people now. It's not about me anymore. So basically, it all started when I was 5. And from the age of 5 to 10, I went through some severe sexual abuse. And then from the age of 10 till pretty much 18, I think I was close to 18, before my 18th birthday, my stepfather pretty much blamed me for the abuse that had proceeded and gone through. That's my take of it as a young child. So then I was, you know, I copped physical abuse. You know, so I was hit regularly, told bad things regularly. I was just, I guess I had these negative beliefs put into my brain and being made to feel that I'm can't do anything, I'm hopeless, or you can't do that. And I think it was almost like he blamed me because the family was destroyed, the family was broken up, no one knew what to do, no one really sort of knew even how to handle it. And it wasn't until I was 21 years of age that I woke up one day and I was like, no one was there for me, no one actually stood up for me. My mum was there for me, bless her, like she's not here now. My mum was there for me emotionally, like I could go to my mum, but no one literally did anything for me. No one said, we're going to charge him. No one confronted him. No one did any of that. So I did. When I was 21, I stood up and I was like, I'm going to take this man to court and I'm going to make him be, punished in some way for what he's done, because what he did wasn't right. And then, so because of my whole childhood and because of, the upbringing that I had, and because of the upbringing I had from, the age of 5 to 18, then I proceeded to go on to these relationships that were toxic, some more toxic than others. And then it just proceeded from there. So then I guess from the age of 5 to 35 years of age, I lived in this bubble and I lived in this despair and low self-esteem. Although people that knew me or people that would maybe have a conversation would never have even had any clue that any of this was going on. I was very good at hiding.
Yeah, that shiny shell that you show
It was like,
everybody.
I'm great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I spent all these years just living in this in this bubble of just all these things, that this self-doubt. I didn't believe in myself. I thought I was ugly for a very, very long time. And it's only been, I was saying to you last Friday, it's only probably been the last 4 years that I've actually able to look at my reflection and be proud of the reflection that looks back at me. So it's not about looking at the reflection and going, oh, hey, how you doing? It's about looking at the reflection and going, I am so I'm so proud of the person looking back at me in this mirror. I'm proud of you. You're awesome. You've stood up, or you've done this, or you've taken back everything that everyone took from me. I took back and I gave it back to myself. Yeah. So, and then I could go, like, we could speak for ages, like, so about stuff. If anyone wants to hear my story, honestly, it's on my Facebook wall. If you go down a little bit, you'll see it. And I've got another event coming up on the 19th of January. If you don't mind me saying this on your show, Matt, I was meant to have my event this Saturday on the 1st of December, but I've got a huge branding weekend. So I've got 3 days of filming and branding for my brand. And I thought, no, I'm going to move it forward because I want to make it epic. So yeah, on the 19th of January, I'm now...
it'll be epic no matter what day it's on.
I'm doing my event. So I'm going to be covering all of this again and so much more.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what with from even just sharing little bits of what I've done, I can already see how like exponential the impact is compared to what I would have thought. Like it's ridiculous. You can say the smallest things that seem like small to you, but someone else that's listening that doesn't have anyone to hear or to lean on or to speak to, and they feel alone, that here's what we've been going through. It means the world to them, and that's what I'm starting to realize as well. But can you talk a little bit to the person that you were before working on yourself? Like, because there's a lot of people that are still in that space.
Okay, so the person that I was before now, okay, if I was to hold a photo up of myself 10 years ago, you would be like, is that fucking you, Renee? Like, so, okay, the person I was before all of this, I'd be lucky if I was 51 kilograms. I was high most days. And when I say high, like, just, it wasn't like I'm going to go back a little bit because, you know, that was one thing I was worried about when I was talking at my event, that people would judge me as a mum, like, oh, how could you be high when you had kids? So my kids never knew that I was high. I never did drugs around my children. So the drugs was a great cover up, whether or not it was smoking weed, taking ecstasy on the weekends, or, you know, in my 20s with my speed addiction that I had. It was all to cover up what I was feeling emotionally and going through emotionally. So whilst I was in that bubble of numbness, it was okay because I didn't have to admit to myself. I didn't have to look in that mirror, and I didn't have to see the person that I was. And that is in itself is so hard, for that first admission of what's actually going on, admitting abuse or admitting what you're feeling, or whatever it is that you're going through. It's the admission that is the hardest part. So I was very unhealthy. I lived on cigarettes, ice break loadeds, and chewing gum. That was my diet. Like, I did not look after myself because I didn't love myself, because no one had loved me for so long. So, you know, losing my mum at 25, the only family I had was my children. You know, so they were my little rocks. They were my, you know, the only thing. So I didn't have love. I didn't have anyone there. Yeah,
Can I ask about your kids?
For it.
So understanding that everything's our mirror and essentially an expression of us anyway, right? So what I hear is your kids were an expression of your love, and an expression of you, where when you were together, like you're really proud of being a mum, and that's something that you really pride yourself on, and you really do make a point to explain to people in your story, like, don't fucking judge me for being a shit mum, because I'm not a shit mum. Don't even fucking go there. And you take so much pride in that. But then it was when you weren't with the kids that you then had to, well, you basically covered up everything else, because that was then you didn't have that expression of love there, and your kids were showing you essentially your awesomeness, your amazingness, and then and you could hold it together, but you just hadn't found yourself on your own without them yet for so long, which is why those drugs were there on the side.
You nailed it. You nailed it. So like when they were at their dad's on the weekends, or for the holidays, they'll go for the holidays, it was just me. You know, and I had my friends, like I've got beautiful friends throughout my life that I love very much, and they've been there and they know who they are. But, you know, there was so much time that there was so much loneliness. Like even Christmas Day, I freaking hated Christmas Day, because the kids would open up the presents and off they'd go to their dads. I'd be left on Christmas Day, you know. So there was so many years there that I didn't feel love, so I didn't have self-love for myself. So the person I was before I am now, lacked self-belief, self-love. The only thing I knew, you know, I was a very good worker though. So like I worked hard. I maintained a job. I always, you know, maintained a beautiful home for my kids. And so because that was something I had control of. I could control that part of things. I could control being a good mum for my kids. I could control the love that I give my kids. And now we're like this. We're like so tight knit. Where, you know, my kids are they're amazing. So but yeah, I guess it all comes down to self-love. It's a huge thing. And when you've gone through things, and people that are watching right now, that you know, there's probably someone watching this live stream right now that's probably had it even worse than me. And if you're watching, like you and you're not at that point where or I should say, you're still in that point of lacking self-love and lacking self-belief, just know that you're bloody awesome, and that you can get through it. Take your power back. Take it back. Turn your pain into power. And that's my message. Turning your pain into power and becoming the amazing human that you are. Because no matter what we go through in life, it's all a gift. And it may seem like it right now at the time, you know, if you're in this bad place, or you're you know, whether or not you're going through drugs or abuse or whatever it is, it could be anything. No matter what, you can get your power back. You can claim it back, and you can become the
how do we do that?
We do it? Well, let me tell you, it's fucking not easy, but it is easy at the same time, through constant
it's simple, but it's not easy.
I read a lot of books. So I did a lot of personal development, and I got a coach. So I had mentors, you know, and coaches and people that, you know, I could go to that did believe in me and did show me how to self-love again, which is what I do now. It's why I love coaching. It's why I love putting people through my own programs and doing my own stuff and hypnotherapy and mindset, because, you know, it's teaching people and showing people the steps and having that one person that they can go, oh, I'm having a bad day today, and, you know, that person, you can talk them through it. Or my coaches and my mentors were there for me through those hard times. And they taught me the steps and the procedures on how to, you know, self-love as well. But it all starts in here and in here.
I think that people really underestimate, and they don't even know how easily manipulated the human mind is and the human psyche. And when people are around, whatever you're around, everything is priming, everything is having an impact on us. And it's hard to cut ties with people like your parents or your partner or your close friends or your colleagues that are really negative influences on us. But for me, it's really just about implementing one new positive person into your life as often as possible, and really taking responsibility for your environment. And it doesn't need to be like, I'm going to come and hang out with Renee today, and she's one of the people I'm hanging out with. But it's more so you can pick up a book and you can absorb Nelson Mandela's mindset or Gandhi's mindset or Mother Teresa's mindset, and they can be the people that you're hanging out with the most. And so I think for me, I harp on this a fair bit, and I think that's a really massive place for people to start. It's like, I don't have the answers and I don't know what I don't know, but all I know is that there's fucking happy people out in the world. I just know that. I see it. There's people that are empowered. There's people that have their own strength, people that love themselves, people that aren't being abused or pushed around. So straight away, it's like, find those fucking people.
Absolutely.
Understand what they're doing, model what they're doing, listen to them,
exactly
absorb
what I did.
them.
You are the 5 closest people that you hang around. So I started hanging around with these people that, you know, for me, I want people that's going to uplift me and encourage me and believe in me.
Who was the 5 top influences?
My 5 top influences. Okay. Oh, I've got so many. Okay, so I love Tony Robbins. Okay.
I know. I know.
So I love Tony Robbins, Gary Vee.
This one?
Yes, I'm going to see him next year. Next year, I'm going in Sydney. I read The Secret, Bob
awesome.
Proctor.
So Gary Vee.
Who else was there? Grant Cardone. You know, just people that resonate with how you think that you need to feel, or what you want to grow into as well. You know, it's finding those people. Like, I would like go into a bookstore or a book, not even going into a bookstore. It was like the universe would sort of just deliver this book. Like, I would just come across this book. You know, like there was one point there where I struggled with, like I was saying earlier, with loneliness. And I read this book, You Are Not Alone.
Yeah.
And it took me ages to realize, well, I'm not alone. Even though I'm at home alone, well, my neighbour's there, and the person that I talk to down the shop's there, and I can pick the phone up to my friend. And it's just all these little tiny steps that you take. But it comes down to personal development, the books that you read. Like, what else do I have in my bookshelf? Oh, yes, of course. How can I forget Eckhart Tolle? Like, that man was amazing. Have you read Eckhart Tolle? You know, just all these,
I've listened to him.
so good. The Secret is just my favorite, like Rhonda Byrne, Oprah Winfrey. You know, Princess Di, I loved that woman. I loved Princess
beautiful.
Diana. You know, I look at her and I just think, you know, I would love to bring peace like that to the world as well. Be someone that goes around and touches people's hearts and helps them to believe and love and be again, or donate money, or
you do.
Well, thank you, Maddie. Thank you. Be a Lady Di in
the modern day Princess Di.
Yes, and Louise Hayes, and I love Louise Hayes, and Doreen Virtue. Yes,
Lisa Messenger.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, all
Doing good.
those
Yeah.
beautiful people. And just by just reading even a small little piece of that each day, and they would have little quotes and little cards, and I would stick them around. And then also my mirror, my bathroom mirror, I would get a whiteboard marker. And because, you know, my kids as well, my girls, I would write on my mirror, you are amazing, you are beautiful, you can do this, you are, you know, I am, you know,
Yes.
all these little messages, so that every day when you're going in, you're cleaning your teeth, you're doing whatever, subconsciously that's sinking into your head, as well as your children or anyone else that comes in and
It is.
looks in your mirror. There's, yeah.
Yeah. Because our negative thoughts are only that's
Yes.
happened in
Yeah.
our past. Someone
Yeah.
said some shit to us. We've just picked up some sort of belief system because it's been affirmed to us. And affirmations, when I first heard about affirmations, I thought they were a little bit weird, felt a bit funny to do. But really, like if you want to reprogram the way you think, if you want to raise your
Mm-hmm.
level of consciousness, then you
Yeah.
need to take control of it. And they're a massive
Absolutely.
way. I've actually got every single hour, I've got an alarm on my phone with
Love
a
it.
new affirmation
I
that comes
love
up
it.
and tells me
I
every
I
hour
do it with my
something new. It's cool.
granddaughter
Yeah.
as well. So whenever I have her, and she's got it down pat, she even makes new words up. So like world breakfast, because we have to have eggs and meat. It's not eggs and bacon, it's eggs and meat. And you know, and I'll sit there with her and I'll be like,
Yeah.
all right, what are we? We're gonna do our affirmations. And she'll be like, I am pretty. And I'll be like, I am clever. And you know, and I go through these affirmations with her, and I do it with my kids as well, you know, even if my daughter, because,
Yeah.
and this is another thing for mums out there, you know, that are watching and tuning in, my girls sometimes speak, you know, oh, do I look okay, or do I feel, you know, fat, or whatever it is. And it's because they've heard me in my life, because I'd been put down, you know, having these things
Yeah.
and having these self-doubts, and
Yeah.
it does rub off onto your kids as well. So now, before I say anything about
Oh yeah.
myself, or I say, you know, if I hear one of my girls say something about themselves, I go, will you write that on your face and wear it out for the day? Oh no, I wouldn't write those words on my face. Well, don't say them to yourself. And it's me too, I say it to
Yeah.
myself as well, you know, because we all do it. We all self-doubt it. We all, you
Yeah.
know, look at ourselves and always see
Yeah.
something bad rather than looking at the good.
We're our own
Yeah, yeah,
harshest
yeah,
critic.
we're our worst critic. Yeah, Russ, we should be our biggest
Yeah.
fan, but that takes time too.
I heard someone say you should treat
Yes,
yourself the way you
you
treat
should
others.
speak to yourself how you would speak to your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I ask people, I'm like, if I come up and spoke to you the way you're speaking to
yeah.
yourself, you would punch me
Yes,
right in
I
the
love
face.
that.
And they're like, yeah, I probably would actually. I'm like, well, what gives you the
Yeah,
fucking right to do that?
exactly. Yeah,
Stop talking to yourself like
yeah,
that. Stop being an
yeah.
asshole.
Stop putting yourself down. It's about raising your vibration, you know. And also another thing that I do as well,
Yeah.
like and you know, because I'm not perfect. I have my days where I might wake up and go, you know, we're only human, aren't we? And so if I ever find,
Yeah. Life
yeah,
fucking
like God,
sucks
life
today.
shit, you know. But like if I find myself slipping into that, I'll go find something happy. Find what is it? What's something happy that could be happening today? Or I'll try and focus on something happy that's coming up. And they're the little things that I did as well, you know, when I was developing myself and healing
Yeah.
myself. I would always follow my joy. So if something was, you know, I would look for the opposite. So if it was negative,
Yeah.
find the positive out of it. And you know, and doing those little
Yeah.
things every single day just
I,
all make the difference.
I think making a lot of people make
Yeah,
themselves wrong as well when they, and I know I did, like when I fucked up or when I fell off course, it would just it would kick the wind out of me and be a spiral loop down. But just when someone said it's okay
yeah,
to do what you're doing and just stop
yeah.
making yourself wrong, that gave me permission to go, all right,
It
it's okay to
is.
fuck up. And actually, the lady who, I forget her name. Do you know the lady's name who created the business
Are
Spanx?
they those? Are they those?
Do you know her name?
The pants that the girls wear under the dresses? Yeah.
The
No,
undergarment
no.
things.
I bet.
Yeah.
Tell
All right.
me.
I forget her name as well, but basically she was telling a story where she grew up and every night at dinner, her dad would ask her and her siblings, what mistakes did you make today, guys? And they would discuss their mistakes and celebrate them. And the only time they would get in trouble if they come home and they didn't say that they made any mistakes and they couldn't think of a mistake. Their dad would be angry.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I love that, because it's not a mistake, isn't it? It's a lesson.
Isn't that a mindset shift?
And that's what it's all about. It is a
exactly,
mindset shift.
Yeah.
And it's okay. We're only human. It's okay to go, am I doing the right thing? Or, you know, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing it that way. Or, oh my God, it hasn't happened just yet. Like, just release and let go and know that everything happens in divine timing. And you're doing as long as you're doing, I say this to my kids, as long as you're doing the best that you can do, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And if that's all you can do for that day, well, then that's bloody awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So is there anything else that you've had burning inside you that actually, has there been any trends of people coming to you asking certain questions lately that you've found a pattern come up?
I do. I get a lot of mums, and I love it. I love working with mums because I really resonate with them. But I'll work with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I work with men, mums, teenagers, and a lot of it is all around. Mainly is the self-belief and finding you know what burns, what's your passion, like what sets your soul on fire. And that's what I love bringing out of people. I love bringing them their what's in their true soul or their true passions, or helping them to create the goals that they want to create, that they were that in lack that they couldn't even think about that goal, but by the time they're finished, they're like, wow, like I want to do this and this, and they're going and achieving it, and they're creating it, and they've got that passion. So they're like, I love it. It's like I look at it as they come to me in a cocoon as a caterpillar, and I transform them into this beautiful Ulysses butterfly. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I find a lot of the women.
You're freezing a little bit.
What? Is it all right? One sec.
Yep. Okay, I can hear you again.
I'll connect up.
Go. Yep. You're back?
How's that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Back with a vengeance. Yeah, a lot of the women a lot of the mums that I work with and speak to, they're just trapped in this cocoon of an identity of being a mum, and they've lost who they are, what they're passionate about, what life is other than being a mum.
Thank you for actually bringing that up. Yeah.
So what are some go for it, because I know that this is what you do and who you help. So
I remember when I was 32, and how old were my kids? I think they were like 4 under the age of 12 or something. And I remember my sister said, you need to find yourself, Renee. And I was at the time thinking, what do you mean find myself? I know who I am. I'm Renee. But now I look back at that and I completely understand what she means, because you become, well, I wasn't Renee. You're a mum, you're a cook, you're a counselor, you're a cleaner, you're all of this. And you do everything, and you're so busy like cleaning up and worrying about everyone else and making sure that everyone else is okay, that by the time it comes to looking after you and what you want, it's the last to come. It's the last. You seem to be the last person that is looked after, when in fact you should be the first person that you look after, because you're the rock, you're the one that the kids and the family need and rely on. But we seem to sort of lose ourselves because we don't think about ourselves, because it's always about around the children, and that's a good thing.
Can I ask, would you subscribe to the thought that is a mindset, and this is going to push some buttons, I dare say, Um, do you think that's a mindset of lacking responsibility, and that it's actually
Mm-hmm.
like everything's our
Mm-hmm.
choice, right? It's our
Yeah.
choice to have kids. It's our choice to be in these situations. And the fact that all these mums that I speak, a lot of the mums, not all of them, that I speak to, get so down on themselves for not having time, for not being looked after, for not being themselves, that they're actually bringing that mindset and that those feelings on themselves, as opposed to someone who embraces the choices that they've made, recognizes that they're doing exactly what they wanted, and have exactly what they need, and living completely in the moment of whatever
Yeah.
it is, looking after
Yeah.
themselves and their family, as opposed to staying in that negative mindset of, oh, all I've got to do is all this stuff for everyone
I
else, and
think what
thinking
it
this, that,
is
the other.
though,
Like, is that just a naive
yeah,
thought
I
from
think,
a male
yeah,
without
yeah.
kids, or
Can I say a
is
little
that
bit? Yeah.
something?
No, I think what it is, okay,
Yeah,
is your
fuck
day,
yeah, hook
you
in.
wake up and your day starts with breakfast, school lunches, driving the kids to school. By the time you do all that, then you go to work, you're doing all this stuff. And then if you do even stop to maybe do something for yourself, you're feeling guilty, or I don't know, because then you're thinking, oh, but no, I should be doing this and I should be doing that. I shouldn't be sitting here doing this because I need to do that. So being a mum, and I'm speaking for myself, being a mum of four, there was always something that needed to be done. So by the time you've done everything, and then the days finished and completed, and there were days where it was 10:30 at night, I was still in my work clothes, washing uniforms, doing everything, packing lunches and vacuuming and doing all the housework at nighttime, because in the morning you're just running out the house with a coffee still in your
Mm-hmm.
hand going, get in the car, and the kids are going, but I can't find my socks, can't find my shoes. So it's just so busy.
Mm-hmm. How is that
Yeah.
different? How is that different to a business owner that's working 80 hours a week
Because
on their
you can
business?
resign from your job, you can 80 hours.
You can give your kids up for
80
adoption.
hours a week. You can, when you leave work, you leave work.
Like, really, everything's our
Yeah.
choice. Everything's
But
our choice, though. But they
yeah,
don't. Do you know what I mean? Like,
there's no switch off
there's
as a mum.
people that do that. There's people that work
Yeah.
full on. Well, it's a choice, though. It's a
Yeah,
choice.
no, because you can't switch off as a mum.
At the end of the day, like,
Yeah.
everything is a choice.
Yeah.
Well, we can end it.
Yeah.
We can end it all
Yeah.
today. You know what I mean? It's our choice
Oh,
to be here,
absolutely.
ultimately, and it's
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
choice to
Oh,
keep our kids.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
everything is a choice. It's a fucking big one, and I'm not saying that's one to really
Yeah.
a path to go down, but it's about taking responsibility that this is my
Yeah.
choice and I'm choosing
Absolutely.
this
And I
as
think
well at
that
the same
every mum
time.
should give herself, and
Because
I
I've
used to try and do it myself. I'll try and do something for myself, even if it was once a week, just because, just giving
yeah,
yourself that
cool.
little bit of, TLC will make you feel better inside as a
Yeah,
person, because as a mum, we do want the best for our kids and we do want to provide for them the best. And we do tend to forget about ourselves as mums,
yeah,
because, it's all about the family and the kids and whatever
yeah,
it is that needs to be doing, driving kids to soccer, or, dancing, and, all that sort
yeah.
of stuff, as well as getting yourself ready. And yeah, it's never ending. Yeah. Yeah.
So is this what you help like a lot of mums with, is
Yeah.
find that
Yeah.
passion, find that space and that ability to actually
Yes,
love themselves
absolutely.
enough to
And
do that for
the
themselves?
time
Yeah.
management, and learning not
Yeah.
to feel guilty, and learning that it's okay that you are going to go for a
Yeah.
pedicure, and you're going to turn your phone off, and you're going to sit in that massage chair for 1 hour, and
Yes.
you're going to get your feet massaged, because if you're
Mm-hmm.
happy
Yeah.
and you're relaxed and you're feeling good, then everyone else is as well. So yeah, it's a reflection. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yes.
My sister's got two young kids and she's going through this as well. So I'm basically thinking
Yeah.
from her
Yeah.
perspective and what I see in her, and wondering like, yeah, where, because I've got no kids, so this is, other than watching other people and
Yeah.
listening, I've got no idea on this, which it's really interesting, because there is just a lot of my friends that are mums, and a lot of and my sister as well, like a lot of people I know are going through just this. And when you said to me earlier on that, yeah, you contribute as my alarm. um,
Are you reading comments?
that's the 9
Oh.
o'clock one. No, it was my
Oh,
alarm,
your
my hourly
alarm.
alarm affirmation. That one was you contribute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think the big thing is the time management, that because
Mm,
that's huge.
yeah.
A lot of them like, I don't have time is the biggest thing. So what's a couple of simple things that you recommend for mums, or even for anyone really, to really get a hold and manage their time and yeah,
It,
I don't
like,
know, free up some space or
yeah,
manage it even
absolutely.
in their
I
mind
think,
better.
you know, as a mum, like, it's really hard when the kids are little, because anything can happen. Like, you could think that you got your time management down pat, you got all the kids ready, you're about to walk out the door, and the baby poops itself. You know, next thing, you've got a nappy full of shit. You've got to come back inside. You're covered in it as well. You know, so many different things can happen. I think, as my biggest, I guess, word of advice for mums and stuff is, be prepared the night before. You know, so just take the time out, do the lunches, take the
Yeah.
time out for yourself. I would do, like, I loved the evening, so that would be like my housework time, or that's where I would have my time to myself, or I might have that little wine, and you know, take a moment in, know that all the lunches are done, all this is done, all that's done, so that then the next morning I can wake up and I can, all the uniforms are sorted, and then it gives you that time, and you're not starting the day off in that what's the word I'm thinking of, in that rush state of mind where you can't find anything and the lunches aren't done, and when you start the day off like that, then I guess sometimes it can flow
Yeah.
into the rest of the day. But it's time management. Yeah, it all comes down to, I guess, preparation, and making sure that, you know, things are prepared. But it's easier said than done as well, because anything can happen with kids, you
Of
know,
course.
like, you could, something, you just, anything can happen with kids. They're very unpredictable.
The 5 Ps. Well,
Yeah.
you're just breaking up a little bit.
Yep, I'm
Okay,
back.
you got me, or got you back now? The 5 Ps.
Yes,
Prior
I love it.
preparation
It's my
prevents piss poor
favorite. I
performance.
stick by it. I've stood by it all my life. And, you know, and I
Yeah,
even said it
awesome.
to a friend a little while, because, you know, she was struggling in the mornings, and she was finding that she was stressing out because she wasn't having time. And then when she was trying to do that, and then by the time she did that, then she was late, and then she was, you know, stressed out because now she's in the car and now she's late to where she's got to go. And I said, do everything the night before. Then all you know you've got to do is get up in the morning, get dressed, dress the kids, the bag's done, everything's ready. You pick it up, you put it in the car, and on you go. So, you know, definitely is,
Beautiful.
yeah, all
Yeah,
about
cool. Makes
preparing
sense.
and organizing, and even like meals, you know, knowing that what you're going to cook that night for dinner, or, you know,
Mm.
having, I think that
Yeah.
allows yourself to have more time as a mum. But even putting all that aside, putting all that out, you've still got to give yourself time as well. So even finding yourself time, and people say, but I don't have time. It's like, you can find even 1 hour out of a whole 7 days for
Yeah.
yourself. Just 1 hour. Go for that massage. Go,
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
go do what it is that you want to do, even if it might be sitting in a park feeding the ducks. It's whatever, you know. Yeah,
It's
it's whatever
important.
you choose to do. Go read a book on the lounge for 15 minutes. But, you know, like, I had four under
Yeah.
8. Like, so when my youngest was born, my eldest was 8, so I had 8, 6, 3, and a newborn. So that was challenging, very
Wow.
challenging. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
handful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Superwoman.
I sometimes, and it's like a blur now. It's like, wow. Then people will say, we have a granddaughter.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I know. It's crazy. And just time goes like that. Like, boom, 20 years is
Love.
gone. It's like, where did all that go? So, you know, yeah, my
Yeah.
advice is, make the most of it, manage your time, and make the time for yourself. Definitely. Yeah. Because, you know, yeah,
Cool. That's awesome.
definitely.
And it is like it's imperative for everyone, not just mums, to
Yeah,
give themselves time and
yeah,
really
yeah. Not
nourish
just
their
mums,
soul. Yeah,
anybody out there.
because you can't.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, you can't give to others until your
Yeah, well,
cup's
exactly. Because if your
overfilling.
cup's empty,
So
then you can't. You know, it's when your cup's overflowing that everyone can be around with their little cups. You know, and then if you're feeling, yeah,
yeah, catching a little
exactly.
break.
Yeah, but you know, and everyone has,
Yeah,
yeah, and
I'm learning
everyone
that
has their
actually.
own way. There's no right or wrong way. That's what I say. You know, like perception. What's perception? Like your perception is different to my perception, and my perception of something's different to someone else's perception. So it's whatever feels right for you or for the individual person, and whatever it is that
Yeah,
brings them that little bit of joy. It could be sitting down eating I'm just making this up right now, could be sitting down eating a tomato and cheese sandwich, watching half an hour of Netflix, you know, with the feed up while half an hour before they're going to go and get the kids. It gives them joy. As
yeah,
long as you're filling yourself with a little bit of happiness every day, that makes all the difference. Yeah.
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 Makes it does. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the trim tab.
Yeah.
Small difference, small change that
Exactly.
makes a massive
Definitely.
difference. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's cool. I'm going to just see if there's
Yeah.
any
No, definitely.
questions
Let's
from
ask some
anyone, and
questions
if anyone's got any
because,
questions for Rach to get
yeah,
us
because
started.
like, you know, even on my, like, we can chat again. Like, I'd love to come back on your show again and talk about my entrepreneurial journey of where I've been the last 3 years and how I've created the business and my brand and all of that sort of stuff as well. So, yeah, there's just so
Yeah,
much more that I want to talk about.
yeah. Well, it doesn't seem like there's too many questions coming up. A lot of people here just having a bit of a chat.
Yeah,
We'll respond to
at
all
the
your
end,
comments
definitely.
later on. And thanks for joining us,
Yeah.
guys, because that's absolutely awesome. Um, tell the guys again what you've got coming up so they
Okay.
know where to find you and what you're
Yep.
sort of
Yep.
helping people with.
So
And yeah,
I have got this weekend, I'm so excited for, I did say at the beginning of the live stream, but I'll say it again because it's exciting. So this weekend I've got, I've
do
got
it
3
again.
days of
Hit it up.
filming. So with a whole branding weekend. So I'm about to launch, even though Inspiring You XO, has been out for a couple of years now, I'm literally launching it. So, and Inspiring You XO, and I just saw Danielle's question. Can I ask about the brand? You sure can. I'll answer that right now. So, my brand, Inspiring You
Yeah,
XO, is exactly that. So, it's all about basically being the light for the people that need the light to be shown, whatever direction it may be, you know. So, for all my life experiences, from everything that I've been through in my life, I am now turning it into quotations and quotes. I've written a program. I run programs. I do hypnotherapy. There's nothing that I won't help someone with. You know, I've helped someone come off drug addictions. I've helped people with anxiety. I've helped people with weight loss, can't sleep. You know, quit smoking. Although I'm not really keen on that. So anyone, if you want to quit smoking, call someone else.
call someone else to do the quit smoking.
But yeah, I'm all about inspiring.
I can help. I can help with the
Awesome,
quit smoking.
awesome.
You send them to
Okay,
me.
good. You
I
do
can help
that.
people with
You do
that.
that, Maddie.
I
But
don't mind.
yeah, I
I know
don't.
you
I
don't like
really
it.
don't. But you know, I'm all about helping people empower, so up leveling, believing, and becoming the best version of themselves. And that's what Inspiring You is all about, just giving people hope every day. So my branding this weekend is really about launching it and really being seen even more, which for myself has been bloody scary because, you know, I sort of have been hiding behind my quotes on my Instagram page, and only recently have I sort of been putting my
Yes.
face out there a little bit more to it. So, and that's exciting, and that has been a journey in itself as well, you know, like
Yes.
going through the whole transition
Oh,
of,
it is.
holy
Yeah.
shit, people are going to see me, or what will people say? And do you know what I say? Fuck the naysayers. Just do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just do
Fucking
it.
A.
Haters gonna
Haters
hate.
gonna
Just do it.
hate.
If you believe you can do it, just do
Yeah.
it. Just you
if you don't believe you can do it
And
anyway.
just, who cares what people say? If people say that you can't do it, say, do you know what? Thanks for adding fuel to my fire, because I'm about to go and do it even harder. But yeah, so the next 3 days on this Friday, Saturday, Sunday is all about creating my brand, doing 3 days of epic filming and photographing and webinars and creating all my webinars and just getting my message out there. And then next year
Very
I'll
exciting.
be starting my tours. So I'm doing a national tour and just going around all the big cities at first. So I want to hit Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, and just all the major cities, and taking my show Unstoppable Me, and going around and talking to people and sharing the light and giving everyone that comes hope and belief and passion, and to know that you can do whatever you want. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter who you are.
And
100%.
And they go onto your Facebook to start with, or
they can
website,
find me
or
on Facebook or Instagram, and my website is currently in the process, so it's all being built. So that's all part of my branding as well. So I haven't quite got that out there, but it will be out there soon. But if you want to find me, go on my Facebook page, Renee Cosh, and I've also got a Facebook page, Inspiring You XO, and it's Inspiring YOUXO. And Instagram as well. And
Beautiful.
go on there and get the quotes. It's the daily things that I needed when I was going through what I was going through, that I now put on my Instagram for others, so that you've got that quote that'll just go, yes, I can do that today, or give you the whatever it is that someone is feeling or needing to hear. They'll find it on my page. They will read it on my page.
I actually read your story on a post before we met, and it blew my mind. And when we because we did a course together. For those that don't know, we did a course together just recently, me and Renee, and that's how we first actually met in person. And it wasn't until after the course that I married the two up that I realized that you were that person that I was reading about, and it blew me away. And I know that your content really helped me and shed some light on some stuff that I was going through at the time, and it was really awesome.
I'm glad.
So definitely jump on, check out your stuff.
Yeah, and because
it's awesome.
My story. It's not something I like to talk about too much, because I'm quite humbled, and and it's that my story's there, but it's now, what can I do for the people, and this is what I can share, and this is what I can give now.
Something you said before was you were concerned about playing the victim in your story, and I can really relate to that, because I guess the thing that I struggled with before I started sharing my story was two parts. It was one, I didn't want to sound like a sob story, a victim, and the other side is I didn't want to sound like I was big noting myself as well. And I'm fucking awesome, like poor me, but I'm fucking awesome. Like I had this sort of massive imbalance there. But it is really and my mum, it was my mum that said, Matt, just talk matter of factly. Just say what happened. That's all. And I was like, oh, okay. So your authenticity, being genuine, just really opening up and sharing your story, because there's thousands of people that have gone through it just like you, or something similar, something worse even.
That's another thing. You just reminded me there, Matt, of how I would get through things as well. Is no matter what it was, I'd be thinking, there's someone worse out there than me right now. So keep going, Renee. There's someone that's sleeping on a park bench with nothing but a newspaper as a blanket. Get up, girl, and keep going, keep going, keep going. Crawl through the glass, pick the glass out of your knees, get up, keep going, keep going, keep going. And that's my message. Just keep going, because there is light at the end 100%. Of the tunnel. Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. I was going to ask, is there one message you'd like to deliver before we end up here, and something you'd like to give to people before we go?
There's so much. I guess my message really is to just honestly believe in yourself. Like, really believe in yourself. And even if you find it hard, and even if you can't believe in yourself, believe in something about you that you know that you're good at, or believe in something that you can see yourself. Like, use your imagination, and even if you don't have it now, imagine yourself with it. Like it's just, you can be anything you want to be. and you can do anything you want to do, you know, within reason. You can't wake up tomorrow and go, today I'm going to go and buy a Lamborghini, but today you can spend the day smiling, if that makes sense. So I guess my biggest message would be just keep being you and keep going. And, you know, and if you've got to cry, cry. If you've got to laugh, laugh. If you've got to have a day where you just feel like laying on the lounge, lay on the lounge. Listen to your body. Listen to what your body is telling you, and listen to your intuition in here. That's your nav man. Your intuition is your nav man. It's Google Maps for your life, for your destination.
100%.
Yeah, that's my message. Yeah.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Renee. Always a pleasure. Thanks for jumping on again. Thanks for sharing with everyone. Thanks for having a chat with me, and obviously being here to make this experience as well.
And I can say, just finish, you've actually inspired me. I'll let a little secret into everyone who's watching. Live streams freaked the hell out of me. So to be sitting here, because I'm just looking at your face, so I'm not actually looking, you know, at me. So I'm just looking at you and I'm chatting.
You cut the other.
No, and I'm just So I'm just sitting here and I'm chatting to you, and it's, you've really inspired me, and I've wanted to and I've been saying it for 6 months now. I want to start a podcast. I want to start a podcast, and you, maybe. Namaste. You've inspired me to go, do you know what? Fuck it, just do it. So I'm starting it. It's called On the Couch with Nay. And I'm going to start contacting, I've got people in mind.
Yep.
You're one of my guests. But I want to,
100%.
So I'm about to start my podcast. You've inspired me. I'm doing it. I'm just going to go live and just do it. So thank you. Yeah. Just do it.
Fuck it.
As Gary Vee said, just fucking do
I love
it. Just do.
Just fucking do it. Yep, that's it. So guys, look out for that and support Renee and her new podcast that will be coming out. When's the first one going to be ready for release?
First one next. I want to do it next week. So I'm going to do a live stream just like this next week on the couch with Nay.
Done.
Yes.
We can all hold you accountable.
Watching, tune in. I'm about to be doing it all, doing all my stuff. Yeah.
We're going to break Facebook. All this content, all this engagement.
Exactly.
They're not going to know what to do with themselves.
Who are these people? But thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. My pleasure. Have an awesome night. Chat soon. Chuck it in the microwave. Thanks for joining us, guys. And look, if you want to stay tuned, I'm also going to be jumping on with Nicholas M, who is going to be talking about basically finding the love of your life and expressing yourself and how to open up in love. So Renee, if you want to have a listen to that as well, she'll be here. So,
and just quickly to everyone who's tuning in, thank you so much for watching. And honestly, if you want to talk to me, just reach out, inbox me. I'm open. Like, honestly, reach out to me. I will reply to you. So anyone who's watching who resonates with me, not hard at all. But anyone who resonates, just please inbox me. I'd love to hear from you. Peace out. Thanks. See you. Bye.
See you guys.